Please remember to like, subscribe, and never forget to ring that bell.
Seconds away from showtime. I love this part.
We're back! Amazing costumes, amazing performances, amazing reveals.
Everything is bigger. The audience, the talent, the voice.
It's crazy!
What is up, everyone? I'm Chris Knight, and you are watching The Real Review 3000 here with another episode of Unmasking the Masked Singer. Yes, Country Night has come and gone. That was episode 6. And, you know, what can we say? I mean, there were some really cool things that happened. Macaw came out of nowhere. I mean, nobody saw that coming, I don't think. And Fairy got sent home, which means we had our second guess, either proven wrong or proven right. And if you've been watching, you know the answer to that one. But let's go over the clues for each of these people. Let's talk about them, and we'll start with Fairy, guys. Fairy, we did have a guess on her. We said that we believed it was Tracee Ellis Ross, and the clues were Black Panther was there. Ish was said at one point. Black Panther was shown again this past week. She mentions that she's a singer and an actress. Photos of Rob Lowe, Emilio Estevez, Sean Penn. A basketball was shown. A rubber duck was shown. Endless Love was on there. That was a perfect Diana Ross clue. And then this week we heard she's a dear friend, or Linda Ronstadt is a dear friend. That's why she did You're No Good last week. And then we also got the 21 and the school clue. We had gotten those, and if Fairy had gone forward, we would have changed our guess because it was Holly Robinson Peete, not Tracee Ellis Ross. I think some of these worked for both of them, but that 21 Jump Street clue, the 21 and the school, which is where they all were undercover at. She sang the theme song to 21 Jump Street, so I think that's right there. We would have had it this week, but what can you say? We were wrong. Also, the rubber duck clue to Sesame Street. Her father was the original Gordon on Sesame Street. So he was an original cast member. We heard about charging to get to meet her dad. That would be a good reason why. All of that stuff. I mean, it all does kind of point right to her. So it was, you know, wrong guess, but what can we say? They kind of tricked us there until this time, and then she just didn't win, which again, Macaw, we'll get to that here in a minute. Great. So yeah, what can you say? Then Axolotl, or however you say it, Axolotl, I don't know. Anyways, she was up next saying Can't Fight the Moonlight by Leanne Rimes. And let me just say, if you're on a country night and you're not a big country fan, or you can't sing country, or you're not used to singing country, Can't Fight the Moonlight is the perfect song for you, especially if you're a female, because it's so poppy. It's not quite like country, but it does consider itself country. And so that, I think, was a stroke of luck that they got to sing that song. But hey, they say Axa Who, and then I think there was a part of your world. She said, it's great, or she's happy to be a part of their world tonight, talking to the judges. And then she talks about she had an eating disorder, or an eating disorder, or problems with eating. Perfect 10 she mentions. Inner Diva, pom-poms are shown, raw steak is shown, and says that 2.3 million people watch her work, especially on Mondays, or that's just a Monday is what she says. Okay, so it turned out to be Alexa Bliss, and the Axel what, I think, is a reference to Stone Cold Steve Austin when he would go, what? And then a part of your world could be a possible clue to Worldwide Wrestling Entertainment. So I kind of think that matched up. Talks about an eating disorder. She had an eating disorder, and she talked about it and made it public. And there's lots of people that say because she did that they were helped by that. So she's an advocate to help people with things like that. The Perfect 10. She's had 10 different championships on WWE or with WWE. Inner Diva. She's part of the WWE Divas. Pom Pom, she was a cheerleader. A raw steak is a reference to Monday Night Raw, as is the 2.3 million people watch her on Monday working. So those were all perfect clues for her. Now, up next was Macaw. Macaw saying Live Like You Were Dying by Tim McGraw, which I didn't really think was the greatest version. But, you know, what can you say? I mean, you know, my choices on what I think is good or bad is my personal choices. And what can you say? You know, I didn't think it was the greatest version, but that only got him to the next level, so that works, whatever. But he says he's been performing since a young age. And then he said his dad would bribe him with quesadillas from their local Mexican restaurant. What else was it? Says he decided to be brave this year, not only on stage, but in his own life. Dolphins were shown. Salsa, like salsa jars were shown. And there were 2 up arrows, which I can't necessarily put those to this person, but hey, 2 up arrows, and a silver medal is shown. So let's go through some of these. Says he has been performing since a young age. I think this is David Archuleta. Now, it's David Archuleta. He competed on American Idol at 17. He's been publicly performing since 10 and singing since he was 6, so that all works together. He mentions his dad would bribe him with quesadillas. His dad has been a big supporter of him, and it seems fans believe that this is something his dad has done. So I don't know this for sure, but I know his dad was a big supporter of him on American Idol and all that. So hey, you know, there that goes. He decided to be brave this year, not only on stage but in his own life. He has said since 2021 that he's a part of the LGBTQ community. And this past November of 22, he came out as gay. So I think that's what that's a reference to. The dolphin thing, I've seen a lot of pictures of him in Vegas, the old dolphin habitat at Mirage. Lots of pictures with him in that, and I'm not sure what that has to do, but I've found a lot of them. Salsa, he started in salsa music. And the silver medal, I think, is a reference to the fact that he was a runner-up on American Idol. So that's what we think. So the round 1 champ was California Roll. Round 2 champ is Macaw. Then the Ding Dong saves so far are Medusa and Gargoyle. We think Medusa is Bishop Briggs. We think Gargoyle is Keenan Allen. Tonight's theme is 80s night. It's going to be rad, guys. Rad. And awesome. I can't wait for it because I love 80s music. So this should be a really cool night. Tonight's episode will have Doll, Moose, and Scorpio. Scorpio was not in the original lineup that we talked about at the beginning of the season. So that's kind of interesting. And they've added 2 new people. So the 2 new people and the people left that I've found so far is Dandelion, French Hen, Mantis, UFO is a new one, and so is the Lamp. Those are 2 new ones. So they keep adding people into this. So far, our guesses, like I said, Medusa is Bishop Briggs. California Roll, we think is Pentatonics. Gargoyle, we think is Keenan Allen. I'm sorry. Squirrel, we think was Malin Ackerman, and it was. And we thought Fairy was Tracy Ellis Ross, and that was not correct. So we're 1 for 1 right now. 1 right, 1 wrong. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, so the people that have been voted off, Gnome was Dick Van Dyke. Remember, first performances, we don't guess, so that's, you know, was the first performance. Mustang was Sarah Evans. Rock Lobster was Howie Mandel. Night Owl was Debbie Gibson. Polar Bear was Grandmaster Flash. Wolf was Micah Bolton. Squirrel was Malin Ackerman. We correctly guessed that one. Then Axolotl was Alyssa Bliss. First guess, or first performance, so no guess on that one. And then Fairy was Holly Robinson Pete, which was a wrong guess. So what can you say, guys? I hope this 80s night is really awesome. Let me know what you guys think about the guesses that we have now, which is Macaw, California Roll, and let me know about the Medusa being Bishop Briggs, and what you think about the guess of Gargoyle being Keenan Allen. Let me know what you guys think about that down in the comments below. Remember, guys, you guys make this show. I appreciate everybody who watches it. Thank you very much. And remember, I am Chris Knight. This has been the Real Review 3000, and I am officially out of here.
Please remember to like, subscribe, and never forget to ring that bell. Follow Chris Knight and the Real Review 3000 on these platforms. For email and Patreon, see the description box below. To reach the ego, use the Twitter handle @TheEgo5150.
We would like to thank the generous members of the Real Review 3000. Those members are JJ, aka SithLord3827, Anzo of Biggerford Entertainment, Yvette, Sean Stackhouse, Captain Trek, Jesse Ritchie, and Abraham Morales. Thank you for your support and donations that help us at the Real Review 3000 bring you, the viewer, better content. For information on how to become a member, click the join button below.